This is the beginning. This is the beginning. This is the beginning.
Welcome in, everybody, to In Off the Bench podcast special. Daniel Ball is not with me for part one, but it's okay because February 1st, 2022, we once had a girl named Chae Campbell on this show, and we got her back. You know, it's been about 3 years, been watching her thrive, but we're excited. Chae, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me again on your podcast.
Absolutely. Exciting times. Y'all just punched your ticket, to Fort Worth. What are the vibes like around there?
Oh, we're very excited. I actually came back from practice just now, and it was a really great practice. So we're pumped. We're very excited to be going back.
Awesome to hear. Well, the season didn't start that way. I was a little worried about y'all at the gate. I look back, it was back-to-back 195.250 before y'all went to Oklahoma City and then cranked it up to 197.550. Any particular reason why y'all came out asleep?
Well, it was our first meet. We had one meet that was 195, and we were actually very shocked with how that meet went, because it was not a reflection of the work that we put in. And so, I wouldn't say that anything like really changed from that week to this week, from the first meet to the second meet, other than just like, that was kind of a reality check for us of like, okay, so we got to put in practice how we compete how we practice. So that was just the mentality going forward from then on out, because I feel like from the very beginning of this year, we knew that this team was special and we knew that we were going to be able to do great things. So when that first meet went so wrong, we were like, okay, let's just, not panic, but, we got to figure something out. So, from then on out, we knew that we had it. We have the talent. We just kind of trusted ourselves a little bit more, and we were able to do great things for the rest of the season.
Yeah, no doubt. And I just realized the rookie mistake I made 5 years into this, and I know why it was repeated twice, because y'all obviously had a trio. And I think what threw me off was it wasn't a quad. So I was thinking it was two different meets. So that all makes sense. And definitely not getting a 195 twice. But it's still, like you said, it's such a surprising score, just something that isn't something that UCLA would do. But, what a better place than obviously in Oklahoma City when you have a quad with big teams to let everybody know, hey, we are still UCLA and we can compete like that. But, I got to thinking about it, Chae. Last year when I was in Fort Worth watching the LSU floor squad, I thought to myself, this might be like the best floor rotation I've ever seen. And then we get to this year with UCLA and you, Jordan, Brooke, Emma, like the whole thing. Like, I look, the first one I got to see on TV was Michigan State, 10,681 people in the Poly Pavilion. Y'all really had a coming out party on the floor. Like, how exciting was that? Not only just because y'all killed it, but to have that many fans in the stands.
Yeah, it was crazy. I feel like we honestly had like such great turnout the whole season, even when we were on the road, and just to have that support this year, just you could really feel it. Like you could really feel that the energy, and it was great for from my perspective, it was great for both teams. Like it was just a love and appreciation for the sport, and it's great to be a part of this rise in women's sports. And I think that we were able to see that firsthand of like, I mean, we had a sold out crowd, maybe, I believe, of like 13,000 people on, I believe, senior night that was. So just like seeing the sport grow so much, and a sport that we love, more and more people are appreciating it, and, getting more eyes on us. We were the first team to be on Fox this year. Like just breaking those boundaries and those walls down has been really special.
Yeah, I think what was great, and me and Daniel have talked about it, with the girls that people saw in the Olympics, and obviously y'all having not just Jordan, but Emma, like people understanding that college gymnastics is the real deal, right? It's not just something you catch in the Olympics. And by having those Olympians, giving them a reason to tune in, and then you see, oh, wow, I've been missing out. So I think that really had to do with the numbers. So I'm really appreciative of the Olympians like Jordan, especially because, obviously she brings a lot of attention. Y'all had Jade Carey in that first one. So really appreciative that they bring the draw, and then y'all even have a lot of celebrities. I don't think that's everywhere. I think that's a UCLA thing. I've seen the videos, I've seen the pictures. I mean, how much cooler is that when you got like famous people showing up all the time?
Yeah, I would say having Taraji P. Henson tell me great job on my meet was a highlight of my career, I gotta say. And having Gabrielle Union, Dwayne Wade, like it was just crazy. And yeah, it's insane to say that they were able to show and support us. But it's honestly like they were fans that day. They were fans. They were fans of us, and it was just fun. Again, like we love to perform. The floor is our stage, and it's just we're really just embracing all that UCLA gymnastics is this year. So it's been a blast this year.
We got a little bit of lag. Hold on a second.
Oh,
It's fine.
hello.
Yeah, we'll be able to edit it.
Sorry.
Oh no, you're good. You're good. Yeah, no doubt. I love it, and I think people are seeing, the athleticism that you see in person. TV just doesn't do it justice. And then we talk about the floor routines with the music. It just hits completely different. So I think when people go to their meets for the first time, so both factors in that, it just hits different. But speaking of floor routines, speaking of music, on senior day, you did something different. You go back to your freshman floor routine, and I have like lots of questions. Like, how long does it take? I know you did it over and over again, back way back when, but how long does it take you to get that routine back down? And how hard is it to practice? Because obviously you got to continue to work on your other stuff. How hard is it to work on multiple routines?
um, honestly, dance comes pretty easy for me. At least these floor routines. It honestly wasn't like that hard, but it is a little challenging. It's a little challenge for my brain to kind of remember like certain moves specifically.
Don't start
But
doing one routine during the other.
right, I'm like, wait, which or am I on my left foot or my right foot on this part? Like those little things. But yeah, so the decision going into doing my freshman year floor team came from it was kind of a last minute thing, and it just kind of came from obviously my when I came in it was COVID and there was no fans. So I just remember like the seniors that year telling me, oh Chae, I just wish that there was fans here because they would have loved this routine. So I just thought about that comment and decided I just asked BJ if I could do it for senior night, and she kind of was like, she's like, she was down for it, just had to practice it because she's like, your routines are hard. And I was like, yep, I know. So, and we were already planning on doing my Black Panther routine, I believe, the following week.
Mm.
So I was kind of balancing a couple of routines there at one point.
Well, luckily, like you said, the dance part comes natural to you. Obviously, I know from following you, dance is your passion outside of gymnastics. So I guess for you, yeah. For others, it may not be so easy to do the multiple routines like that, but you obviously nail it, and that's cool. I never thought about the aspect that your freshman year they didn't get to see it with COVID and everything. So really, really cool. You ladies ultimately take the Big Ten championship, and I think you surprised a lot of people coming out with that all-around crown. Really an opportunity to speak to not just your talent but your versatility, because your floor does take a lot of it, and then a lot of times your vault, the athleticism is shown on your vault. So for you to take the all-around, I think it really displayed that versatility. How good did it feel, to get that? Obviously, I know it's about your team winning that conference championship, but for you to get that individual title.
Yeah, it felt amazing. And kind of just going off of what you just said, I mean, winning an all around title is just a byproduct of me. It's just a byproduct. Like, obviously, I just want to be my best for the team, and to be able to come out on top individually is equally as amazing. And I think it just kind of, I've been saying like, don't put me in a box. This is my third time doing all around at least consistently in a season, and so I always knew that I had the ability to be a great all arounder. that is why I am in the lineups and as an all-arounder, because the coaches believe in me, so, and I believe in myself. So, the fact that it all came together that meet was really cool and really special, and I'm glad that we were able to pull out the team title, and as a byproduct, I was able to win the all-around.
Absolutely. And when you look at the team and the individual thing, what's great about this year is the whole team's coming to Fort Worth. I saw you last year. You're competing as an individual. You'll obviously, punch your ticket in Salt Lake. Just how much better is it going to feel? I know there's got to be a lot of added pressure going by yourself, but then it's just not as fun. This is a team-driven sports camaraderie, and so you don't have your girls with you. So just how much more exciting is it this time coming with the whole team?
Yeah, it's gonna be so much fun. I mean, yeah, again, like going off of what you said, like being in at nationals period is great and a lot of fun. And I know a lot of people from different teams, so it's always great to catch up with them. But it's always different, obviously, being with your team. And I think that, the team is very excited. There's some people on the team that haven't been to nationals, so they're looking forward to that opportunity to step up on the big stage. And I think it's gonna be I'm very excited for this
Yeah,
competition.
I am glad that you do know the other girls. I can only imagine how intimidating it would be if you didn't know anybody and you're just there. But the year that you're competing with LSU was absolutely fantastic. That was when I really realized, talking to Kaya just about how much they embraced you and brought
Yeah.
you in, and they wanted to keep you. They didn't want to let you
Yeah.
go. So
Yeah, Kaya's my girl, love her,
yeah,
so
she's coaching now at ESPN
yeah.
now. I love seeing all the ladies, moving on and thrive. We talked to Luisa Blanco, obviously, who was on here from
Mhm.
Alabama, and so I love seeing y'all get the opportunity to continue, whether it's coaching or on TV. Just it's awesome as you talk about the sport continuing to grow, and I don't see that slowing down.
Yeah.
So the semifinals are set. Y'all got the late night Thursday. We talk
Yep.
about the familiarity of LSU. You also, I mean, Michigan State and Utah teams, your teams that you have seen a lot. Does that change anything about the way you look at this? Like, because you've seen the other teams, or is it one of those things that you only focus on your team and whoever's there really doesn't matter?
I think personally, the best way to go about it is only worrying about yourself. I mean, this sport is so unpredictable that you can't worry about outside factors that you can't control. So for us, it's just going to be all about our brew and bubble. It's been working for us this whole season, so we're not going to change it at the biggest meet of the year. And yeah, like I think it's like MSU breaking history. That's amazing. Like, it's really great. And we've been against Utah. We're very familiar with that team. And LSU is a team that we haven't competed against this season. So, right. Yeah, we didn't because they weren't. Yeah. So, I think it's
And
going to
they've,
be a
hey,
really exciting meet.
I'll be honest with you. Every time I've went and seen them, especially that Oklahoma meet, hey, when they are, big time stage and everybody's there and the lights come on, going all the way back to last year. And I was one of those things, right? I didn't know how they would respond with the loss of, Kaya and Savannah. And then you get
Mhm,
freshmen like Kalen. This sport is in absolutely good hands, between the
mhm,
upperclassmen and the younger ones coming in, because every time I think a team might take a step back, nope, here we are. And that's why you see a lot of these same teams there, even though they lose a lot of star power. But I'm really excited. I'm hoping it's y'all in LSU for the obvious reasons, LSU fan, and then we have you there.
mhm.
But it'll be interesting to see. I wish y'all to have fun. This is your last ride. I
Yeah.
want you to just enjoy it for all it's worth. Obviously, stay injury free, but me and
Yeah.
Daniel look forward to seeing you and just wish you the best of luck.
Yeah. Appreciate it. Thank you. It was very
Absolutely.
excited.
Well, that is Chae Campbell, everybody. Y'all make sure that y'all are tuned in to watch this UCLA squad and watch her, because they're absolutely fantastic. But we're going to take a break. We'll be back. We're going to have Danielle Sievers from Oklahoma joining us. So see you then.
This whole thing's about. It's about equipping men and women, children, anybody to wear a shirt, to take a bold step, to start conversations about Jesus. And we're grateful that every purchase helps support a kingdom cause around the country. Jesus.
All right, I got some seeds here, Chinook Seedery. I mean, they literally say the best seeds ever. We're gonna start off with cinnamon toast.
Cinnamon toast. It's pretty good.
What does it remind you?
It's got cinnamon. Definitely like a cinnamon toast crunch cereal, no doubt.
Is that
Welcome back, everyone. We just had Chae Campbell on, who's absolutely amazing. But you know what? We got to get into another amazing person, the leader of leaders, Danielle Sievers. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm fantastic. I was actually just scrolling while waiting, and I didn't even realize that y'all had set so many records on your floor routine. I wasn't going to lead with this, but highest score floor in the nation, second in program history, highest regional event score in program history. Like, I mean, y'all accomplish a lot of things, but keep like setting the bar higher. Just how much fun is it being a part of like continuing to stack these records?
Yeah, it's definitely an honor to be a part of, but I actually didn't know that we set records, to be honest. So
That's what I'm saying. Like, I didn't know there was any records left to be set. Like,
it's,
oh,
yeah, so it's really cool, but honestly, we don't really focus on the scores, just trying to do our best gymnastics and the rest will take care of itself. So yeah, I guess that's pretty cool.
absolutely. So obviously you've been competing, but I want to ask about your health because you have dealt with some injuries this year. Are you at 100% right now? Like, are you dealing with anything?
Nope, I'm feeling great right now, thankfully.
Fantastic. Yeah. I mean, it's a tough sport within itself. And I'm sure when you have injuries nagging, it doesn't make anything easier, but glad to see you on the floor. Obviously the bars, obviously you set the tone a lot of times on the leadoff role. So, and then when you're not there, like I love seeing you in person because I told you, like, you're an assistant coach. Like if no one knew any different, they would think you were one of the coaches. And with that, I want to go to the freshmen. Like, I've just been so impressed. I'm sure you get asked about them all the time, but it's one thing to have star freshmen on the team. It's another for them to make such a big impact. Like for you and the upperclassmen, how awesome has it been for you to watch these girls thrive week in and week out?
Honestly, we're all super impressed with the freshmen. I mean, the sky's the limit for them. They are absolutely incredible, and they're not afraid to go out there and compete and show everyone their best gymnastics, which is something you can't teach people. You can't teach people how to be a competitor. So I think honestly, we're all just super proud of them, and we're very lucky to have them on our team.
Yeah, I mean the depth of y'all's team it's unreal. It's a great problem to have. I'm not envious of KJ at all in her decision making and what she's got to do. But I want to get into it. Jordan Bowers, when she came on the show about a year and a half ago, we talked about that 2023 run, and y'all had losses to Michigan and Utah that she said were very important. You needed them being able to respond to adversity, come together as a team. And I was in Baton Rouge, and I watched. LSU had their best effort, and then y'all weren't clean on the sticks. I don't got to tell you what y'all were doing wrong, and y'all bounced back with 3 of the next 4 scores, 198. Like, you just came out on fire. So do you agree with what Jordan said and think that it was a pivotal part of this season for y'all to take that loss to LSU at LSU?
Yeah, I mean, I think with every loss comes opportunity, and there's always something you can learn from every meet, win or loss. And LSU is a really great team, like there's no doubt about it. But I think it was great. It's really a reality check. Like, hey, I need to lock in on my all my details in and out of the gym, and I think that's really what we're focusing on. We're not really focusing on the win loss
Mm-hmm.
record. I guess it's more just what can you do today that's going to make you better, whether that's on your off day recovering or whether it's in the gym and sticking all your landings. So
Yeah,
it's kind of
I
just
think it taught
taking
a
it. Yeah.
I think it taught a valuable lesson just in that meet because we know how great both teams are. But when one team is on, obviously all the stuff within between, a lot of people pay attention, especially people who don't understand the gymnastics as a whole to the stick. So just going on that with itself, LSU was sticking everything, Oklahoma wasn't, and that just shows that some nights, one team has it and one team does it, and that's why those minor things gotta be cleaned up. And like you said, you learn from it, you bounce back from it. But that was still a cool atmosphere. Obviously, I think are the best 2 teams, not just because of the investment. I took some heat, Danielle. My son looks over at me and goes, "You're wearing LSU, but I feel like you're rooting for Oklahoma." And I was like, "Well, I know a lot more of them." And he was like, "Traitor." Anyway, and I haven't stopped hearing about it since. Like when he said we're going to Fort Worth, he goes, "Well, who are you rooting for?" And I was like, "Look, I got a Jesus One shirt in both colors, so like we're gonna be okay." But he's not okay with me rooting for Oklahoma. If LSU's up there.
Well, I
But
appreciate your support. We all
yeah.
do.
Well, it's hard. I know it, Kaya was, family for us and she leaves. And then we got 12 of y'all now that have came on the show. So it's really hard. And especially when I see how Faith leads y'all's team, it's a culture that I really want to be a part of. But, looking at y'all semifinal while we're talking about like things that I'm accustomed to seeing, like it's an all SEC semifinal, which is just absolutely wild. Like, is that something, I know you only worry about yourself, and y'all just came into the SEC, but do you like seeing that your conference has like established that kind of power? And with that, these are teams that you competed against all year, so you're very well aware of like, how good they are.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really cool, especially being our first year in the SEC. We know that every single team is incredible. Like this conference is the strongest gymnastics conference in the nation, I would say. So it is really cool that the four teams in our session are SEC. It just shows the strength and the depth that, I mean, each team brings to the gymnastics world.
Yeah, after what Texas did in football and what they're doing currently in baseball, what y'all have done in gymnastics and softball, pretty sure the SEC, fan bases are not exactly happy anymore. At first, it sounded good, and now with y'all winning a lot, like okay, y'all can go back. But in order for y'all to punch y'all's ticket, y'all obviously you had to win the regional, which I thought it was crazy that it's different for us, right? Like in baseball, you play in the home team, the highest seed. So you're not in Oklahoma, right? You got to go away, but y'all take care of business. And Jordan with 3 10s. And I got to ask, because you have the best view in the house. She's a best friend of yours for years. Like, just how awesome is it as a friend, as a teammate, to watch her have a career night on that stage?
It's kind of hard to put into words. Like she's been my roommate, a best friend since, I mean, we've known each other since we were 9 years old. So really for all of her hard work to pay off and just to see how excited she was and the team was for her, it's hard to describe. Everyone's so proud of her. Everyone's so happy for her, but
I
she's
saw her
deserved
smile
it.
more in one night than I've ever seen her smile. Usually she's got that intimidation factor.
Yeah, I mean, it was truly really incredible and she deserved it. She's worked hard for it and I'm just super happy for her.
Yeah, I mean, in a year where, I'm not going to get deep into it, but y'all didn't get 10s that y'all deserved a lot. Made up for it in one night. So it was cool to see. But, getting back to that semifinal, I unfortunately was there last year for the semifinal, and we know what happened. How do you make sure, I know you can't like plan on things that are going to happen within the meet, but like, what is a way, like you're a leader of this team, how do y'all make sure that last year is not thought about at all? It's in the past. You get back to the way y'all did it in 23 and focus and get away from those mistakes that y'all had.
Yeah, honestly, it's hard to have a short memory, like a goldfish 5-second memory, whatever it is. But we have a new team this year. This team's completely different than last year, and I think with our big freshman class, half of them weren't even on the team. They don't know what it's like what we went through. But I also think it's really important, like the adversity that we've had this year, whether it's a mess up in the lineup, this, that, and the other, has really strengthened our mental game. And I think being able to bounce back from adversity is really what's going to help us no matter what the situation is.
Yeah, no doubt. And I can't wait to see it. Obviously, I have rooting interest with y'all in Alabama, so I'm hoping that y'all are the two teams that move on. So, and I was telling Chae with her, and then obviously with LSU. So if we can have all four of those teams and it's all in off the bench, guess it makes it perfect. To that way, no matter who I'm rooting for, someone I know and love to root for is going to win it all, and no matter what, can't help but be happy. But with 12 of y'all. It's hard to not root for Oklahoma. And I think y'all are the best team. I understand, like, I get asked all the time because I was in Baton Rouge and I saw that night, but I had seen y'all previously when y'all were sticking everything. So I know what y'all look like at your best, and y'all have only gotten better. And I think y'all, like, it's crazy. Y'all have so much talent. Like, Jordan gets so much talk, right? And then Faith gets so much talk. And then it's like, there's Audrey. And it's like, it just keeps on going. Like, y'all have so much talent and so much star power. It's just crazy, and I can't wait. But y'all got the early slate, so y'all can take care of business early. Go have a nice dinner. But wish y'all the best of luck. Obviously injury free. But this is your last ride, so I want to have the opportunity just to say, take it all in. You know how blessed you have been, and you talk about your friendships. They're obviously family. Just enjoy it and go out there and have fun. And I think everything's going to happen the way it should. And ultimately, it's going to be with y'all advancing and getting to watch y'all on that Saturday. But I just want to tell you how much fun it has been. And Danielle said the same sentiments. Getting to watch you compete, lead this team, and can't wait to watch you do it one more time in person.
Thank you so much. That means a lot. So I really appreciate that.
Absolutely. Well, that's Danielle Sievers, everyone. We appreciate you, as well as Chae Campbell. We're going to do 3 parts of this thing, Danielle. So we're going to get a chance to talk to everybody. We'll have Daniel back next week. We're going to do Alabama. We're going to have Gabby Gladio, Jameson Sears, see if they're as excited about seeing you ladies, because I'm probably not. I was there when they went against y'all. It didn't really go too well, but we appreciate you, and we'll see y'all next week. In the meantime, remember, strong body, sharp minds, grit and grind all the time. We're out.